Yeah, I know.
Kill
Hey, here
yourself.
comes Joe. Here comes Joe.
Can you hear me?
No, can't hear you at all.
Yeah, I hear you
Of course
good.
I can hear you. I answered your question.
He always says that. Joe Boy always sets his answer when somebody, can you hear me? He goes, yeah, there's Larry. Thank God. Hey, Larry, we've had two of us. This building didn't have internet an hour ago.
And I asked
Larry,
Joe
you
Boy to pay his bill.
Hey, Bob,
Oh, I
want
had to
you- I
run
want
out
you-
in the middle of the street, stand in front of the Spectrum truck because he
I
was
want
late.
you to know, Bob, that Joe is on.
I hope you beat
Okay.
it up for me.
I'm not joking.
I
I
think I
literally
need this.
stood in front of the truck while I had the other Spectrum guy on the phone saying, I'm about to do a show in 30 minutes.
Right.
We got to be up and running.
And the guy was claiming he's not the one. As he's up on a pole
He
outside
didn't
of this
undo it.
building,
He didn't break it.
he's claiming he didn't break it.
I know you broke it.
And so literally an hour ago, we were told by Spectrum, well, one, there's nothing wrong, but it'll tomorrow
see.
maybe we'll be able to find, yeah.
Send someone out in 5 hours or tomorrow. One of the two. I'm like, no, I got a show to do, man. Tell me Don gets on. We need Don on.
I know it. We're in good shape if you get Don on.
I want you to know we got Joe in the peanut gallery.
Worst case scenario, I can replace
We got what in the
No,
peanut
you
gallery?
can't.
We got Joe in the peanut gallery.
Joe's in the peanut. No, which Joe?
Joe is in the peanut
No,
gallery.
who? Which Joe Bishop?
Joe Bishop.
Bishop.
He may be a fallback if we need him.
Joe Bishop, we may need
Where's
you.
Joe?
Don is we're having Don's got trouble with his internet. And we can't have a panel about Juneteenth and the national holiday issue without having some people that actually look black on the show, Joe. I know you don't believe that, but we got to, okay?
Do I
I'm
look
sorry.
dark enough now? Is that what it is? Am I
Stop
dark
it,
enough?
Michelle. That's why
Joe,
Don is the question mark there, Joe. There's a chance we may need to throw you in that question mark
You're muted, Joe.
if we can't get Don on.
I don't think Joe's looking excited to do it.
Joe, you're excited, aren't you? I don't know you well enough. Is that excitement or what is that?
You're muted. You're muted, Joe. You're muted.
He's muted and he eye rolled.
Is he
but let's see.
muted?
Well, that's what I love about him. His expressions are brilliant.
Yeah, his expressions are awesome.
I know.
There
We
you go.
need that. We need that smile. We need that, doubt sometimes or whatever the case may be. We all could be a little more emotive.
I'm waiting for the WT. He doesn't talk though, but I'm waiting for the WTF.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Why do I feel like I feel off center.
Because you are.
Ooh, 6 minutes to go. Wow.
Okay, I'll reset your stuff. One show you were you.
That's
the last
Yeah,
time go to the
okay,
mic.
sometimes I just need it.
Huh?
Because sometimes I just need the obvious.
Yeah, but when you move around, I have to adjust for it.
I'm trying to get myself center. I feel like I'm not center. I don't even know how the hell to do this. All right, you know what? I'm just staying just right here. This is
Yeah.
it.
No, we have to wait
Give
until
him a couple of minutes. Yeah, we're still
Okay.
good. We'll want to certainly start taping just after 6. Usually
Just after this.
sometimes we get started at
Is
6.
that better?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, hello.
Hey, Hey, Deb, have you noticed it though on your other internet usage? Have you noticed that it's better? Or do you notice it? Because you're not really playing video games and stuff, are you? Right.
No.
Gotcha.
Panera's green tea is delicious.
Hey, Larry, can you get any light on the other side of your face? You're looking a little bit like that. I'm trying to think of what that character was. You're totally light on one side and dark on the other.
No, I know because I have
Killing
the,
me, Michelle. You keep
line
moving
up.
around and you tell me
Oh,
to
fuck,
fix it.
I'm not, okay, all right. I mean, is this good?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of. Two-Face. Harvey Dent was his name. Right.
This.
Yeah.
No. It's coming in from the front door.
Yeah, I got you. I'm not worried about it.
Well, see, when I do this, I've already got you centered and done right.
Okay, so I'm good.
So as long
Well,
as
I'm
you
not
leave
gonna
it
move.
alone, I'll work with it that way.
Isn't that too much space above my head?
I'm editing it now. I'm trying. I can only do so much so quickly.
He's just saying that. He's really just.
You know what? It's not the first time that I've been told I'm
Right.
demanding. Seems to be a common theme in my life.
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
I know, huh? That could be our next subject
Demanding
for
women.
next week.
Are you able to jump into the peanut gallery?
There we go.
All right, yay.
It's still light on that? Oh, it's the other side. I gotta get those blinds closed too. Or I need more light?
You
Let's-
need light on your face. You got light behind you, not in front of you.
$20
Come
Amazon.
Don.
One of those ring lights.
Oh, wait, there he is. There he is. He's trying. He's trying. Come on. Don. There he is.
Woo, woo.
Oh, my God.
I had to reboot the whole,
Yeah.
and hello, beautiful, hello.
Okay. Joe is safe. He doesn't have to go on. He's thrilled, I'm sure.
I had to reboot the whole thing.
Hey, Monique.
Thing.
Hi.
Okay, Tiberius.
All right,
Close the
good.
door, get all ready. Pee, do whatever you gotta do, but do it fast because everyone's about to get in. Juneteenth, another national holiday.
Momo.
Is Juneteenth going to be the last national holiday in my lifetime? Is basically what I started thinking about.
Probably so.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking
Michelle
on
has
this,
moved over to the right.
Yes. And I'm
on the right
ready.
conversation on this
I know,
one.
Larry, you're ready.
Hold on.
We
What?
are, aren't we?
Don, what was that?
I said, on the right side already?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Don,
on the
it-
correct side.
Don, it looks like your mug's shot right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Don.
might
Did
do
you?
How you gotta like my new look?
Well, we love the look. We can't see it as well because you're so bright. We were
Yeah,
saying
you went
Larry's
way
too
overbright.
Larry's
Uh,
too dark. We need to change it. It's opposite.
Take some
Larry-
of your light,
Yes.
give it a
Yeah,
give it
exactly.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry, you're real dark now. You're worse now, unfortunately.
I understand that, but I don't have any other light where I am.
Oh,
You know what?
All right,
Let me
hold on.
go. Let me go sit.
well,
at the
lucky you,
table.
brilliant. Give us a second. Yeah, we're all right. We're all right.
I know Joe Boy can
How's
work
that?
miracles.
I got a little choppy.
Yeah, back because your internet sucks. You're on the red and yellow, so your internet speed sucks, but it is what it is. We'll
Oh,
have to
no.
deal with it because we absolutely have to have you on the show.
How is mine?
Your internet's good. Your internet's always good.
Oh, good.
I assume you pay for high-speed internet, and you
No,
keep it,
I gotta get the free shit that I can sit there and siphon off my neighbors.
and you pay your bill on time.
You're my kind of woman.
True Republican.
Wow, did he just say that?
Where's the
Wow.
stamp? Where's the stamp? Where's the stamp?
Okay, are we almost ready? Tiberius, you ready to rock and roll? Is everybody else ready?
So in the peanut gallery, the people that are on stage, they can't hear us. And when we go to commercial, then we can talk amongst ourselves and hear each other. But I just want you to know that while they're talking, we can say something if you want to say something in the peanut gallery. The only time I'm going to mute anybody is when somebody coughs or someone is making a noise and whatever. Otherwise, it's pretty free flowing.
Our goal is to get the peanut gallery to be exciting and to, if Deb Lupton says something awesome, say, you go, girl. If Michelle Walter say, yeah, I agree with that. If Don Thomas says something you disagree with, say, what's wrong with you? Those kind of outbursts are awesome. If Valeria says something that you don't like, say, oh, that's bullcrap. All those outbursts is what's going to add into the wrap up and make the behind the scenes awesome. So, but they're little short little quibs. I'm sure Monica Mason, she's an expert in video production. She knows that those things make all the difference in the world. Just half a second, little blurps will make everything rock and roll. And I'm going to fade to black. I'm going to disconnect us from the Zoom. So we cannot hear them, but they can hear us. Rich Ungara, if you can still hear us,
Yeah, I hear you good.
put your thumb up. Can you still hear us, Rich? Yes,
Yeah.
you can. Okay. Well, there we go. Bob, you ready to rock and roll?
Why not?
Okay. Am I switching to this camera? I go to here first and then go to this one afterwards?
Yes, that's the way you like it. I don't know. I'd probably just start it there, but you think it's
Yeah,
better.
It's really hard to do that, though.
Okay, tell me which way you want me to do it. Look here and then turn there.
Turn the camera
Okay.
afterwards,
Okay.
And then I'll go back to this one at the tail end because I got to do this one to go to
Okay.
commercial.
And I'm just going to look at the show timer there for all the markers on 11 minutes and all that, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to have my own thing. That was.
You can try. We got the show timers in here.
Yeah, I got it. But the total show timer.
Okay, Michelle, we almost ready to go? You all right? Okay. Well, I hear a lot of background, so I wasn't sure whether or not that was me or small children, animals, dogs. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Video
better, Larry.
Timers on. Audio timers set. Starting in 5, 4, 3. By the way, the asterisk is the command to do that. Welcome to The Third Side Combo with your host, Bob Phipps. Your panelists today are Deborah Lumpton, Donald Thomas, Michelle Walters, and Larry Haber. And now, your host, Bob Phipps.
What a fine looking group we've got here tonight. I tell you, we're going to be talking a little bit today, something that actually Joe Boy was the one that brought up this topic. So I want everybody to start thinking about things that we ought to talk about to have a great conversation. Well, what about Juneteenth? Now, obviously we're going to talk about that a little bit, but I really wanted to expand it to say, is this the last national holiday for the foreseeable future? Most people know that Juneteenth commemorates the emancipation of the enslaved African Americans we're going to talk about tonight was established in 2021. The previous one before that was, over 40 years ago now. So this leads to kind of a broader question. Is there going to be more national holidays in the future, and what will they be like? Given what's going on right now, and given the fact that you have to get legislative approval for any national holiday, it's amazing these guys can get together about anything. But can we expect more of them that will reflect our history and culture, or have we reached a point where we've got enough of them that sufficiently represent our national values? Now, remember, as we think about other possible days, we have to get that approval, which is not going to be easy, as we know. Now, on a personal note, some of our national holidays are like Washington or Martin Luther King. I'm actually hoping that there's another person out there, maybe in elementary school, that is going to have a national holiday in my lifetime. Now, we could do June 28th, which was when Elon was born, right? We could try that one. We got to wait a little bit on that one, but boy, he's probably the front runner right now, at least for person. So we're going to delve into these questions tonight, exploring the historical significance, social and political, and the potential for new holidays that we might have as a, kind of in response to contemporary issues and movements. So whether you're here to listen, learn, or share your own views, we hope this will broaden your understanding, maybe inspire new perspectives. So thanks to Joe Boy, and let's get started. Now, we'll be right back. We're going to go on and take our commercial break real quick. We'll get it over with now, and then we're going to get back to basically listen to what other people have to say, okay? Now, remember, this is all under Uber Discourse, so you're not going to hear the names of any politicians. We're just going to talk about the issues. We'll be right back.
Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or
This is my
lighter,
first time
a
as
place
host for
to enjoy
peanut
the
gallery.
finest cigars
So
and
I'm-
spirits with friends,
I'm not gonna do
or
anything.
the only
other
cigars
than if
grown
somebody
right here in the
sneezes or
Sunshine
something
State.
in the
We've
reception,
got you
otherwise
covered.
I'm gonna leave it wide open.
Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business
I know
for
nothing
over
about this
30
subject.
years. They specialize in basic firearms
There's two of
training
us.
and offer numerous
And then I got four-
services such
I got
as
four-
consignment,
conversation
gun
learn
training,
about it.
gunsmithing,
Opinion-based
and concealed
questions,
weapon
so it's
classes.
not really
I even got mine
anything
training
to
for
know.
gun
I-
safety
and that-
at
you know, I-
Oak Ridge
you
Gun
know,
Range.
Bob, I said,
Great customer
I think you need
service.
to
And
rephrase
firearm
what
safety is what
the-
they
the
do
actual
best.
question
To find
is
out more at
for the topic, but that was just my opinion.
Only thing that amazes me is
All
how
right,
he's
first, what
volunteering-
I'd like to do, though, is we
volunteering
really
at the
need to
VA.
talk about Juneteenth. A lot of people don't know about it. And some people, I must admit, I asked somebody and they said it's a made-up holiday. Okay? Well, I don't think it's a made-up holiday to everyone. Don, let's go on and start out with you. This is no made-up holiday, is it?
Nope, it's not a made-up holiday. It's one of the holidays that probably was one of the most important to the Constitution, because it was the solidifying the Constitution in America, where everyone is free. Before the Juneteenth, everybody was not free. So I look at it as the solidifying the Constitution, not just a black holiday.
Yeah.
It was the Constitution, though. I think that it was amendments, though. I mean, it was a particular president, though, that came in and, you know what I mean, started off the Emancipation Proclamation to set the movement forward, though, with regards to freeing slaves. And it wasn't until really true, it was when galvanized Texas, though, when finally the states that were there in the Union were notified that with regards to a freeman. Galveston, Texas was the latest one. But it was until the 13th Amendment, though, that was actually freeing the slaves. It wasn't a constitution, unless, and maybe I'm incorrect in that.
No, what I mean by that is that all men are created equal. Well, you can't have all men created equal, all people created equal when you have people enslaved. So that's what I mean by that.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean
no, but
by that-
absolutely. But they weren't, I mean, the overall slavery, though, wasn't completely eliminated, though, and abolished, though, until the Amendment 13. And so it wasn't necessarily, it was what a particular president was trying to do in, 1865, though, he knew that there were certain specifications, though, that he can, certain parameters that he could deal with regards to the Constitution, because the Constitution was already, established. Like I said, maybe I'm incorrect.
Well,
in this one.
hey, actually, Michelle, are you kind of saying it? I know that we could have picked any number of days, and the Emancipation Day, there are any number of days that you could choose, and it just seems like this is the date they came down to. Deb Lupton, give me your opening thoughts on this.
Well, they chose the Texas date because that was the last quote emancipation event. I understand, Florida has its own date, and I think that might be why some of it is a little bit diluted, because back in the day they didn't have, the kind of communications to have it be known far and wide that this is the date and this is the deal and all of the slaves are freed. And it took a couple of years to even get the message out, which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
Oh, it really is. Larry, what do you think about this all of a sudden designating June 19th? It happens to be my cousin's birthday, so she'll always have her birthday off in the future. But what do you think about just picking this date for this celebration?
I think it's fabulous. I've read a number of different pieces online today from sources like the New York Times, and quotes of people, particularly young people of color, saying that this finally is a day that I can celebrate for myself. And we need more of that, not less of that. So I'm all in favor.
I totally agree. Don, you referred to it as kind of Independence Day, right?
Yes, I think it's more of an independence, and I think everybody can celebrate, because it's actually, like I said, the spirit of it is that we're all free in America. That like Michelle said, there might have been some tiny pockets, but the official group of people that were freed was a sense of independence and not being under slave. Nobody's under slave in the United States of America. So it was the start of the Constitution coming alive. Now we have problems down the road, but the Constitution
the
came
pro-laws and all
alive.
of that. Yes, absolutely.
It came alive when that happened. So everybody can celebrate this holiday, and I said there may be more, but this is one I think is kind of important because everybody can relate to it as an independence, everybody being free. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I have a big question though, is with regards to it being a federally mandated holiday though, and that is, I understand the importance, I understand the symbolism, I understand the history. You know, we already currently observe Martin Luther King and his rights and movements that with regards to the African American community. I believe that there's portions of it that overlap, but the most important thing that I'm looking at though is the economic, you know what I mean, impact for this economy that it makes. I mean, for every national holiday, every federally mandated holiday that we have, I mean, that is an economic hit of like $818 million. And given into account though our current deficit and where we're going, you have to sit there and look at not only the, you know what I mean, historical and the preservation of it, but also though the economic aspect, because we have several other holidays that we in this country that we celebrate, and they're not mandated, they're not federally mandated holidays. We have Cinco de Mayo, we have Hanukkah, we have St. Patrick's Day. All of these, you know what I mean, holidays are holidays that we all thoroughly embrace. We understand the history, the richness behind them. You know,
Michelle, is this show making you smarter? I swear, when I first came with you this idea to do this show, she's like, well, I don't know anything. Well, she now reads stuff before the show. I've created a friggin' monster here with Michelle.
You got a monster in a minute. Like, oh my God. Hey,
Deb, is there an issue with the economic impact? Can we just have as many holidays? I mean, there's some people that say, why don't we just like France and we wouldn't work at all or only work 30 hours a week, you know, that type thing. Or they take August off or something like that. Deb.
I think there is an issue if you keep adding and never subtracting. And, you know, that might be something that, you know, no one wants to hear, but, you know, I always say you've got to look at what you're going to stop doing if you're going to start doing some other things. And I absolutely believe that we need to have a national holiday for voting. Our voting attendance is pathetic and embarrassing as America. And if you look at it though, and you look at the economic struggles of the lower and the middle class, and if they're working farther away from their home and they have to work beyond a 40-hour week to even make it, you know, it's not.
Hey, Deb, that is a great thought. And what we can do is close all the bars, close everything, so they couldn't even drink before they vote, or maybe. But we've got to go ahead and take our next break, and we'll start out, Deb. We're going to start out with that. What are some other ones? What are the next national holidays we need to deal with? We'll be right back.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. I'd be a show. I'd like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant. We even got some gator rights. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now to get tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com.
The actual dates of the 13th Amendment was 1865.
All right, so you know, there are other national holidays. We started talking about, I guess, which other ones could we do and stuff like that. Deb threw out voting, and I think that's been out there a lot to have the election day be a national holiday. You know, part of the problem is, like, I have my own business, so I didn't take off yesterday, but then again, I don't take off pretty much anything other than maybe July 4th and Thanksgiving when you have your own business. And I know that, you know, there's some people thought about that, but what are some other ones out there? Larry, do you know of any national holidays that we ought to have? Or do you agree with voting, agree with Deb?
We ought to be promoting as many national holidays as possible, at least one per week, so that we can get down to a 4-day work week. And bonus of that is that's a lot of less days that the federal bureaucrats are working. If that's the only way we're going to get rid of the deep state, then let's make more holidays.
I agree with Larry. See, me and Larry agree with the 4-day work week. And actually, when you guys have holidays actually make kind of money in the economy because you're shutting down like a lot of the government agencies and stuff like that. But people are buying, spending, using money in the stores and stuff like that. Buying like Mother's Day is not a national holiday, but it's one of the most economic holidays out there. So a lot of economic holidays are 4th of July, Labor Day. People take off by barbecue, like Labor Day. People take off by barbecue. So it's a lot of money being spent. So it's a lot of money being spent in the economy that goes in the economy without us having power running power and the government and all that stuff like that. So there is money being made.
That's the way though from our deficit though. That's extra money that is, you know what I mean? These are extra money that are going into individual private companies. Individual private companies. I mean, federally mandate holidays to where you are paying professionals to take a day off. The economic impact is hard.
Companies actually make some money.
Crap will make up for that money.
Right.
Unless they have a bureaucracy, you'll make all that money up.
I don't think that's a persuasive argument. I'm sorry. I mean, federal holidays are not necessarily recognized by companies, by states, by, anybody other than the federal government. It's only a true vacation day or holiday, paid day off for federal employees.
That's my point. You just made my point.
Not all federal employees
might still be working. The federal bureaucracy no new slowing down regulations and all the stuff coming out of Washington.
No committee meetings. No
committee meetings anyway.
Exactly. No committee meetings being spent millions of dollars. I worked for 16, almost 18 years, and some of that holidays off, some of that holidays off, and some of it. But there's no committees being meetings, no managers making overtime, spending. It's a lot. It's a lot to be said. We have to do the show on that one. Maybe we can do some research and find out how much money is lost. Would be a good show to see. To see if we can do how much is really spent on the holidays. See if we can do how much is really spent on the holidays.
The bigger reasons is we have historic holidays, and I think 9/10 of them mean nothing to the typical American. Other than if they get the day off.
Get the day off, exactly. So, like Larry said, a 4-day work week. I'm all for it, man.
Works for everybody.
Holidays should have at the cost that they are to the economy. They should have some real meaning to a significant segment of our population, not just be based on some historical thing many moons ago. When people don't know what they're about, what they mean, they just know, hey, I get the day off. What's that for?
Well, you're saying a national holiday national holidays then should be for a wider group of people, or meaning for the whole? Are you saying because a lot of people don't care about Veterans Day or Memorial Day or whatever? Is that what you're saying, Deb?
That's not what she's saying.
Well, I would say you're never going to please everybody all of the time. That's for sure. But veterans and military service, I think, is widespread. I come from a military family. I grew up in the Army, so for me, that's a very important. Remembering and remembrance of people that sacrificed. Sometimes their lives being killed or their lives and still are alive.
Well, are there any then? Are there some national holidays we don't need? Who's willing to throw out we don't need one?
Columbus Day.
Okay.
Change the name.
Or you know what? Maybe
Change the name
for voting day.
No, we need.
Oh, that's a good idea. I love that one.
That's it.
It's already been.
Yeah, but Columbus Day was always my little brother's birthday, and my birthday's the day after that. I always liked Columbus Day.
Well, that's one out of 350 million people, so hey.
That could be the next podcast.
It's meant a lot to me in the past. What about Thanksgiving? There's talk about Thanksgiving. We should change it. Who's in for that?
Change it to
You've already
what?
changed it. There was
I think
another-
a lot of people say, it's change it to Indigenous People Day.
No.
That's
No, that's what
Columbus
Columbus
Day.
Day is.
They're
Change
talking
the
about
name.
changing to Columbus Day because Columbus really wasn't the first one to come to the Americas. So,
Right.
why are we
he was not.
perpetuating a myth?
Well, even if you perpetuate it, it doesn't make a lot of sense to the people that were here that got decimated by disease, et cetera.
Right.
So I understand the sensitivity of Columbus Day, even though I think it still should be celebrated. That's why I want to have 52 holidays. One for every
There, I think it should be on this side.
We should make like Mother's Day a national holiday.
Sure. Absolutely.
The Super Bowl the day after a national holiday.
You can find a holiday for every week.
Well, here's the thing about the Super Bowl. They're actually thinking about changing the Super Bowl weekend to follow the President's Day weekend, so people can be off the Super Bowl. So that's a good tidbit right there. So
Here you go.
So
Here you go.
Boy, that would definitely swing the whole nation there, Don.
yes, it would, right?
That's the most important decision of the year, quite frankly.
Best one, right?
Well, there's plenty of holidays, that you're right. We don't have vacation, but they're still celebrated. To different degrees. So that doesn't mean you don't have to have a holiday, but we're talking about federal monies being spent to shut down businesses.
No, we're shutting down the federal government.
Government. That's correct. Yeah.
Focus.
Corrected. Shutting down the federal government.
Hello?
So then,
Hello?
I don't think we need to celebrate Columbus. I mean, it's ridiculous. What for? It's ridiculous. Celebrate something more recent, something more meaningful.
Well, Columbus, isn't that an overall celebrating still the coming to the new world or whatever the case may be, just like Juneteenth is actually just a day that's now picked, whereas it could have been the day Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, it could have been all sorts of different days. And they just decided it was decided to be Juneteenth. So Columbus Day, I think, was celebrating more than the killing of the Indians or the disease, but that's the way it's gotten taken these days.
Well, then, so to me, isn't it somewhat redundant? Thanksgiving and Columbus Day. I mean, can't that puppy be wrapped up into one and call it a day?
Well, Columbus had the impact of slavery stuff. Columbus had no impact of slavery. That was just anybody else might have discovered after Columbus. It could have been Bill Robinson coming right after him in the ship and discovering America later on. But the impact of slavery had more impact than Columbus.
Well, then what about Martin Luther King? To me, they cross a lot of boundaries.
Yeah, because he represent. It could be Civil Rights Day, it could be Martin Luther King Day. That's the name on the name. It's the names of stuff that I think the issue. We can change the names of it. Significance of it. Martin Luther King represents a lot of the big movement in the Civil Rights movement, because there'd be a lot of people who are in this country now wouldn't be able to come in this country if it wasn't for the Civil Rights movement. There's a lot of people here that wouldn't.
No, absolutely, and I'm really that, but he was able to sit there and overcome a lot of the
Jim Crow laws.
All right, well, we've got to take our next commercial break now, and then we'll be getting together for our wrap up. We'll be right back.
Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs.
That's really
Whether
good.
that's brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State.
The reason is we
We've
were
got
working
you covered.
10-hour days anyway.
Come visit one of our
So we went
retail
from 5 by
locations
10
for the ultimate
to
cigar
4 by 10.
experience.
What do you think happened?
Visit us online
Things
at
didn't get done.
coronacigar.com.
So,
Ridge Gun Range is a
fan. I lived in
family-oriented
Europe.
shooting range that has
They had
been
so
in
many
business
holidays,
for
it was
over
ridiculous.
30 years. They specialize in
and
basic
the
firearm
productivity
training
was
and offer numerous services such as
speaking
consignments, gun
not
trades,
about third world
gunsmithing,
parts of Europe. I'm
and
talking
concealed
about
weapon
in
classes.
the UK.
I even got my
Great
training for
If you
gun
look in the
safety
chat,
at
there's
Oak Ridge
a
Gun
lot-
Range.
there
Great
was some
customer
stuff in the chat
service
there,
and
Steve,
firearm safety is what
USA
makes you
has 10 national
find out
holidays,
more at
but Iran has 23. Sweden
It's
has
on the
13.
third side Congo. We're trying to find some middle ground and things that are common. What we're going to be is each of y'all is going to be on an hourglass. You can have 30 seconds, and we'll be able to go around more than once. But what I'd like to do is go on and tell me what you've heard from the other side, or what's your bet for the next national holiday. You can be a little crazy with that one. Deb, I want to start with you.
Next national holiday is going to be a day for voting. And they need to make it a celebration, and the federal government needs to put incentive into it, you know, free sodas and hot dogs at the voting booths. But we need to put some emphasis because we as Americans do not appreciate our right to vote. And it's just
you're right. It should be a national. It should really be a day of celebration, as it is in other countries. Larry, what about you? What did you hear from somebody that made sense?
Okay. We have voting, and that should be a national holiday before anything else is ever even considered. So that makes the most sense to me.
Okay, what's a crazy one? Can you think of one that might be next? I mean, what's the next one going to be?
Anything
other than voting.
Anything connected with pizza.
Okay, I love it. Don, what about you?
Well, I kind of agree with Deborah. We can do a national voting day every 4 years. We can do a holiday like that. So every 4 years, we elect the president. It should be a holiday weekend. So not every year, but every 4 years. That's a good way we can look at holidays too. Every 4 years, we celebrate.
Okay, perfect.
I have to admit, though, I do like the concept. It's one of those not establishing a new date, but taking one of the federally mandated dates that we currently have and utilizing that for a voting date. I think that would be acceptable with regards to instituting more federally mandated holidays. No, instituting more just because of the economic impact that it has. I think that it's just too great to our economy. We just can't afford it. We just can't afford it at the moment.
Okay, perfect. Deb, back to you on what should be changed or gotten rid of.
Well, I would combine Columbus Day with Thanksgiving and having it be the New World Day, or whatever you want to call it. I think we need to look at every single one of them and say, is this still relevant? Is this something that warrants having?
All right, Michelle, what about you? What's your view on existing holidays and new ones?
I don't think that we should have any more new ones. I don't think that we should have any more new ones. I mean, probably the last one. It has to stop somewhere.
You're really pissed off about the deficit, aren't you? In other words, you don't really want more money being spent. I can tell. You've been reading more on that. I know. We've got to do one on the deficit, by the way.
So it's one of those where something's going to have to be changed. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Don, back to you.
I agree with my man Larry. I believe you need to have a 4-day work week. So we can also have every 4 years of holidays too. So they're not necessarily every year, but every 4 years, like I said, would be a good concept to look at.
Yeah, I'm not just sure Larry's just not wanting the government to do anything, and that's his reason for this. Because Larry, of course, has his own business, so he's been known to take a call or something on a weekend, right, Larry? What's your view?
Yes, but here's the reason I'm in favor of, even though I've been making fun of it, is we're going to the point with the economy changing over from human labor to more of the robotic and AI type stuff. Mm-hmm. And the sooner we start getting into that mode, the better. Otherwise, we will see a lot of problems down the road with people that are suddenly unemployed. It's happening in some industries now already.
Yeah. Deb, what have you thought of anything that might be even a little bit different from what we had to do for holidays? So you're wanting to kind of have the voting, kill the Columbus. Any other weird thoughts? I know you gotta have some. What? Say something. Really strange.
All we're gonna remember from this show is "Kill Columbus." That you
Kill Columbus.
Super Bowl holiday.
Well, I really should have had an Italian on the show. That was my problem. It's my fault.
over 50% of the voting voters are women. And we vote for Mother's Day.
Mother's Day should be
It's a Sunday anyway.
Mother's Day should take one of on. Yeah, I'll take one of on.
Definitely more important than Washington or Columbus or any of those old guys that kicks things off.
What the old guys?
What
the old guys?
I mean, we are the mother of birth. We are. We are. We are the ones who started this nation.
How about April 15th, tax day?
Yeah,
I want Trump
country
Day.
would be nothing without us.
What?
So I'm sorry.
He did it. Larry, hit Larry.
Hey, Larry, how about
What do you say?
tax day, April 15th?
Ah,
Oh.
That's a kind of a day of mourning.
Referring to guys.
That's something crazy.
No, I thought some of y'all. So you're saying the old guys are Washington, so we shouldn't recognize the heroes that put together our country. Put together our country.
you can recognize it like you Day and all those other Mother's Day and all that aren't federal holidays.
Exactly.
But, I just
Well, no, you're probably right. On Washington's Day is the only one where the banks close and you don't drink. At least St. Patty's Day, we know what that's for, or Cinco de Mayo, or whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
Yes.
We know what that's for.
So what's the meaning? But what's the criteria for a paid off federal holiday? So I don't think they've defined that very well.
Well, and as Michelle says, there is a financial aspect to it.
Absolutely.
Well,
you've got Christmas that is only, and it doesn't address Christians, and it doesn't address any of the other religions in this country, which are,
there may be some religions eventually that are maybe have more of an impact or whatever the case may be. But hey, listen, I didn't know what this conversation was going to be about. I kind of it's what other people are saying and to them. And like I said, Michelle, you're always impressing me that you're always, reading and stuff, and Deb, and, we're talking about what are those things that are important to us. And with national holidays, we like them, but they got to be for a good reason, got to be a national thing. So this has been a great Third Side. Please check out the show on YouTube, and we will see you on the Third Side Convo next week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.